I would definitely recommend it, at least from my perspective.
Yes.
People or entrepreneurs or individuals who are looking for more clarity and direction, either for their personal lives or for their business. My name is Elaine Kochanowicz, and I have a 7-figure business with my husband. And I also have a startup, which is for Christian moms, that involves a podcast and some public speaking. Right at that time, I had been helping with our business, and I was starting to think about possibly transitioning into something else. I had already dabbled with it, but was going to get a lot more serious about it. At that time, it was sort of like I was still at the place of, what do you want to be when you grow up?
What was the session like?
So we talked about several things. We started off talking about some strategies, some more specific strategy, especially around marketing a startup. So that was really insightful. And then we got into more talking about clarity and direction, and what things were important to me, what did I want to see out of this, and what were my kind of long-term goals and my why. And you went into a lot of different, not only really helpful like strategies, I guess, but even more than that was just the approach you took at trying to draw out, what my goals were and what my vision was, which I was kind of struggling with.
So within that process, you gain more clarity.
That's correct, yeah. In that one session, we just covered so much ground, and I don't know, it was just so cool. Like, I just loved the way your approach to use questions to kind of help me see my own answers,
That's awesome.
And I thought that was really helpful. And like a few of the things that really ended up, how you learn something, or you go to a conference, or you do something, and then there's just certain things you really take away, from that time. And some of the things for me were, first of all, it, really helped me to get more clarity on my long-term vision. That is something I had been working on, but you actually gave me 2 minutes to write it down, which which sounds kind of crazy, but I think being under the pressure of it was actually so good, because it was like, oh, okay, what is it? And it's almost like it almost comes more from your just gut feeling, because you
100%.
just have to do it, right?
Yeah.
And so then, going back and looking at that, and I've gone back several times, it's like, wow, I mean, this is pretty spot on, for kind of what I see my life sort of looking like long term. And then also, you talked about 3 words that kind of describe you, and that you want to sort of, I guess, be an extension of you in all the things that you do. And again, you had to do it really quickly. And it's so crazy, because so I wrote down the 3 words, and then I thought later, because you're like, well, you can always go back and change them. I thought later, well, maybe I should put down 3 words that are the things I want to be, not the things that I am. And so I tried using those 3 like over and over, like you suggested, putting it on your phone or something like that. And it just did not stick. Like, I ended up going back to those first 3 words, and over time, it's just been apparent that really is who I am, and who, I want to be to the world. So, that was definitely really awesome. And so I think just the approach of you just have this really non-judgmental kind of, let's figure this out together approach. And I really, and a lot of insight as well. And I think that was definitely helpful.
What was it, from you taking that session, from the performance side and the consulting side, what happened?
Well, I definitely got like more excited about this startup opportunity. I think it's helped me to kind of see a new vision that's really excited me. And another thing that came out of our session was the idea that I think that at this point, purpose is a little bit more important to me than money. Of course, money is important, and that's what sustains you and makes the world go round. But we're in a place where we don't have to think about that quite as much. And so I think that it made me realize that, like, at this point, purpose is really important to me. And so since then, I have really pursued this startup opportunity a lot more. It's still in its infancy stage, and I have still been working with our company as well, part time. But it's exciting. I'm really excited about it, and it's definitely given me, a vision to really look forward to.
It's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And now, the question that I want to ask you is, who do you think this session is for? Who would you recommend this session for, and why?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it, at least from my perspective,
Yes.
people or entrepreneurs or individuals who are looking for more clarity and direction, either for their personal lives or for their business. In addition to that, you did give some really practical strategies. And of course, I only did the one session, but I'm sure, just based on the so much that you gave me in just the one session, that if you continued, you definitely get the benefit of the accountability and, the more specific strategies and you would follow up, with how those were going and how those were implemented. But you did leave me with a lot of things to think about in terms of changing my mindset, getting clarity, going towards my purpose and all that.
Whoever's watching this, what would you tell them?
Hassan is so awesome to work with. The one thing that I think makes you stand out so much is that you just genuinely care. I mean, I think that session was supposed to be an hour, and we spent 2.5 hours together. And on top of that, you followed up too, which is honestly, it was a lesson for me in just, how to treat people. I mean, if everyone treated you that way, you would be happy to do any kind of projects with them, right? Because obviously they want to spend the time to help you. So that's awesome.
It's awesome.
Hassan is definitely easy to work with, easy to get along with. He has kind of an incredible background, because you come from like several different worlds. So I feel like you could probably relate to a lot of people. And so that is definitely an advantage I feel like that you have. And so if anyone's thinking about working with you, I would definitely do the session. Definitely give it a try, because you're not going to be disappointed.
Awesome. Again, Elaine, thank you so much for doing this interview, and I'm so happy about your progress. And yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Yes,
And
it's great to be
now I'm gonna
here.
be